Hello, everybody, and welcome to another video. Today, it's the whole controversy between Pirate Software and, of course, the guys from Stop Killing Games. So, let's have a conversation regarding that. I'll be jumping back and forth between what Pirate Software said and obviously what the guy from Stop Killing Games is saying regarding the situation and giving my fair opinion about it as well, because at the end of the day, that's why you join reaction content, and that's why you should also like and subscribe this video. So guys, let's get into this one. I think starting off, to be fair, let's listen to what Thor thinks.
Things first, what is an initiative? So an initiative is actually not law. It is something that you put together so you can put it up in front of representatives and they can start the conversation. The reason why I have a problem with Stop Killing Games is specifically it starts the wrong conversation. If we're trying to kill off the practice of developers putting together a live service game, pitching it as a single player experience, and then taking away support in the future, this ain't it. And the reason why is specifically on this initiative, under its own description, it says, this initiative calls to require publishers that sell or license video games to consumers in the European Union or related features and assets sold for video games they operate to leave said video games in a functional playable state. Specifically, the initiative seeks to prevent the remote disabling of video games by the publishers before providing reasonable means to continue functioning of said video games without the involvement from the side of the publisher. This isn't always possible in all video games, and it doesn't call out the specific practice that this is supposedly trying to defeat. It is incredibly vague and will damage all live service games. How would you
Starting off, I'm gonna say the first thing, and I'm not even gonna quickly reference back to the first guy. He mentions what an initiative is and what it means. In the same sentence, he goes and basically tries to debunk the concept of it, which is not very smart. The initiative is basically, let's create a vague concept that isn't good and try and understand it better. Because the whole idea is that we want to bring something to law in a very big way to say we have an issue regarding this. That means that we need to bring the general issue for us. What we want is games that were created by publishers to be basically handed back to the community that had bought the game and played the game. Whether there are 10 people left of it, maybe there's 20,000 people left in it, and it's just not viable, feasible for said publisher to behold and uphold that game anymore. But the community, they're willing to pay for service and to have it keep running for them. This is the idea. If we want to have the function, but just give it to us, like we bought the game. We're not saying give us the entirety of all of your written game files. We are asking for just the rights to at least continue that what you had created in a fluid motion. That's fine.
you keep League of Legends in a functional playable state? You'd have to re-architect the entire game. The game is what is called client-server. So in client-server models, there's a server and there's a client, and all of the math, all of the game, everything happens on the server.
Logic.
The client just displays it. And the reason we want to do it
that's not a good explanation, but it is at the end of the day an explanation of what it's talking about. So I'm not going to argue with that, but I'm going to now jump to obviously what the first opinion is. And let's link the two up and see what these guys are talking about and what Pirate Software is talking about. And what you're quickly going to notice is, and this is again my opinion about the whole situation, is they don't match up. They just don't. So let's check it out.
Let's start. Okay, point number one. Thor does not understand what Stop Killing Games is. Here it is in his words.
So for those who don't understand, the Stop Killing Games initiatives is basically we don't want single-player games to have DRM that the developers can turn off and thus render the single-player games inactive anymore. This is what they want to change. They need to be specific that they're talking about single-player games that do not need a server to support them. And as much as they want it to be about specifically games where it is a single player game that has always online functionality, it would impact every live service game that exists. Instead of just targeting single player, always online games.
No, that's not what it is. Stop Killing Games includes single player games, but nothing about it is specific to them. He completely made that up, and I have no idea where he got that impression.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. It's harder for gamers to understand this because they come with so many assumptions. It's like that saying about doctors being the worst patients. So let's clear this up. It's the first line on the website. Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. But the movement includes...
This is a lot of things. I'm going to switch over to the main camera area. This is a lot of things that he's talking about, but quickly, the first thing that caught me when the initial Stop Killing Games thing came out was fantastic. Publishers, I mean, they create the game. I want to be very clear on that. They are allowed to create games. That's what they do. That's very awesome. But now companies like Ubisoft and companies, well, I'm just going to call it companies like Ubisoft, Blizzard, go on to create a game. And then when they feel that the game isn't making them money anymore after you've bought the game, I just want to be very emphasis. I know they say it's all about the licensing thing, but I don't care. Buying something and then somebody going and says, thank you for purchasing, but I'm going to take it back. That's stupid. If you have something and you want to basically give others the right to continue to keep it living, why won't you want to do that? It's greed. It's corporate greed. And I'm going to call it out for what it is, because I know I'm going to get called out for a lot of things in my life. It's fine. But I'm going to call companies out that do these types of things. And I know I've previously spoken about companies like Ubisoft, a company that I've supported for many years. We're talking about the era of Far Cry. We're talking about the era of so many great games that they had created that I was a part of. I grew up playing Far Cry 1. I grew up playing Assassin's Creed. And those games matter to me. They don't take those games away from me, fam. Thank you. Really appreciate. But what they will do is if this game gets created and they put in, for some reason, imagine I, who create a lot of content based on one very good game from Ubisoft right now, what I really like to play is Breakpoint. And they just take that away. They just say, no more online services. In the game, you have to play the single player online. It doesn't make sense. You shouldn't have that. You should be able to buy a game, install a game, and play a game. That should be fair. If there's a single player experience, it should be allowed offline. Now, I know there's a good part about that. If they want to stop copyrights and people stealing the games, piracy, and those sort of thing, then yes. But I want to take it one point to a different direction. Pretty recently, there's been a lot of conversations relating one big aspect, and I've been hearing it being mentioned over more than just currently gaming, but software licenses with stuff like TeamViewer. And that's the concept that if you buy something, you don't truly own it. And that bothers me. That bothers me as a consumer a lot, but we are being strong-armed into this direction because obviously Valve supported the whole concept that you are now buying a license to play a video game. Now I understand that, but there's so much that I just do not agree with. But it's going to take more than just me speaking out about this. It's going to take people signing this petition to stop it. And that's why I'm trying to also speak about this. We need to kind of, my words, show the companies that are selling these games that we love games and we don't want them to die. And then the exact same action, we also need to tell them, you should not take away our rights as consumers. As much as people are saying that you're buying a license. But the whole concept of saying that you don't own the product, it bothers me because then I'm going to say, I'll just pirate it then. Because then if you're just going to take it away from me, I'm going to get my stuff from a torrent website or anything new that's going to come out very soon. I don't know. I'm going to get it that way. I'll take the risk to get something that now officially belongs to me. Now, if not owning a product, piracy should be legal. That's something that I agree with. And that's something that a lot of people in the content creation space and more outside in the normal world are also saying. And that's my opinion. And it's going to have controversy. And I know that a lot of people are going to be against it. I only went into one point here, and I'm not going to go into any more points about the situation because I'm already getting kind of riled up about this. But we need to stop the falsehood about this. This doesn't carry the power to basically kill games off. The idea is that we want to give back to the people who owns it. They bought the game. We want to play the game because there might only be 50 or 60 or 70 players left. Give them the rights to play the video game. And just to kind of speak about it, you take other game creator companies, and I'm not even going to speak positively about them specifically, because it's Activision and it's the Call of Duty franchise. A lot of their old games just aren't being played. But I've recently done this. I've gone online. Well, I've installed Call of Duty Ghost, a really old game, and I press find a game, and I found a game. And that game is older than the crew. It's older than a lot of these games that have been kind of like thrown to the wayside. And there are many other games that you can play instead of Ghost. But I was kind of in the mood for it, so I played it. And there was maybe 17 people online, and it was still running. I think small companies can suffer because of this. Larger companies like Blizzard and Ubisoft, maybe not Ubisoft that much anymore. They're a big company, but I mean, they are struggling. That is fair. But I do think we need to speak up about this, and I am speaking up about this. And if you liked what I've had to say, please put your comments down below. Give your opinion about the situation. And of course, the links to the petitions will be in the description. As I am supporting this, according to my understanding, I'll quickly actually switch to it. I think they've already gotten most of the signatures through. I'm just quickly going to switch. Yeah, actually, there you go. But they need more than that. That's why I'm still pushing this. That's why I'm still supporting this. We need to step it up, guys. But thank you for watching the video and have a great day.